So I'm on my way to a nice quiet location to find out what the entertainment package is like in the 2020 Tesla Model S. With the Tesla Model S, you have a much larger screen, although the orientation of the screen is portrait, meaning you do get a smaller screen when it comes to viewing media. If we go into the entertainment side of the brand new 2020 Tesla Model S, you will see that it has exactly what the Model 3 has. It has, well, the little Monty Python, it has Netflix, YouTube, Twitch, and Tesla tutorials. In the arcade, we have all the games: Fallout Shelter, Stardew Valley, Backgammon, Cuphead, Beach Buggy Racing, Chess, 2048 or 2048, Asteroid, Centipede, Super Breakout, Lunar Lander, Missile Command, Millipede, Tempest, Gravatar. So here we have the Tesla Model S portrait screen, and as you will see, when we watch something on the screen, it is slightly smaller. This is quite nice. The user interface does utilize the full screen where possible. But as you can see, that is smaller than the Model 3 screen, which would be more out here. It's still, for me, a perfect size for viewing TV and movies on the go. If you would like a fully immersive experience, picture clarity is unbelievable as well. It's fantastic quality. The screen is kind of responsive enough, and all the apps work really well. To close this, just a little press on the X, and then we can go into something else like YouTube. This car, as with all brand new Tesla Model S's, comes with 1 year of premium connectivity. So if you're buying a brand new Tesla Model S, you will get 1 year of premium connectivity, which means we can watch movies wherever we are, like where we are now, just in the middle of a random field. If you are coming onto YouTube, the only thing you should be doing is using it to view just Tesla videos. But for now, I'll just go on this little thing, I'll open it up. And one thing I wanted to say about the YouTube in Tesla is it's done so well. It's not like a Fire TV, Stick, YouTube, or anything like that. It's a really good app. It's been developed really well to work perfectly with the Tesla. You can even comment, you can leave comments, you can sign into your own account, all those beautiful things. You can subscribe to channels, you really can interact. And again, the sound quality is beautiful, and you get a nice, decent screen. With YouTube, the vertical screen works really well because you get the picture and you can use it to go through the comments, go on to the next videos. And this is where the vertical screen is really nice in comparison to the Model 3. Let's close that down. Monty Python will just bring you to a YouTube page with all the Monty Python videos. Let's go on to Twitch. I don't use Twitch myself, but I think it's worth showing. I don't know what I'm looking for here, so I'll just click 6 left to 2000. I don't, Lex Veldihus. I don't actually use Twitch myself. But if you did watch Twitch, I guess you would know if this is good or not. So it's got the chat in here. Oh, is it the hyper chat or the chat? Is that YouTube? I can't remember. But they've got the chat here. Try and show you everything. So the chat room, tags, I guess, English hype train, some buttons up here. We can unmute it if you wanted to. Again, sounds perfect. And you get a nice screen with a live chat again. Again, this is where the vertical screen is actually really good and works really well over the Model 3. You get a big portion for live chat and a nice little screen for viewing. Close that down. And then we would have Tesla tutorials worked into the really nice user interface for this vertical screen. And then you'd have the Model S support videos because we're in a Model S. It tells you how to do auto park, steering wheel, Model S key fob front, home charging, supercharging, all those kind of things if you wanted to look. And then you can even go into other cars like the Model 3. Wow. So this has been designed for the Model S. Sorry, I went onto the wrong thing. Now we're just on the Tesla website. But this has been designed really lovely for the Model S. Look at that beautiful image. If you are thinking about buying a Tesla Model S or a Model 3, please use the link in the description. Use the link in the description, you get 1,000 free supercharger miles, I get 1,000 free supercharger miles, and we're all happy. But anyway, okay, so that is the theatre. In the arcade, we could go into all these games, and they're really nice. I'll just show you a couple because I don't want to bore you. I could do a whole video on gaming, I won't. But beach buggy racing, something I do not do with my own car. And then because this is, I treat these cars, these loaner cars, exactly how I'd expect my car to be treated. So I'm only going to show you a quick brief of how beach buggy racing works. The reason I say don't use beach buggy racing without a controller, if you watch one of my old videos, I explain that. The reason I say that is because you're doing a lot of dry steering. It can have pressure on the steering rack and also destroy the tires. And tires on cars like this, the Model S, cost a lot of money. So then we have games like Stardew Valley. I want to see how this uses this full portrait screen, if it does utilize it or if it just gives it a nice box. It'd be interesting to find out. Am I saying that right? The user interface. They're used in the full screen basically, is what I'm trying to say. That's really beautiful. So it has been utilized. The full screen has been utilized in the visuals at the very least. They'd have to do a lot of work to get it like this because the Model 3 is portrait. Yep. Wow. So there you go. I'm not going to show you guys around here, but it's a nice, neat little game. Not my kind of thing, but it's a nice, neat little game. I've said it before. It reminds me of a little like Farmville and Sims or something like that. There you go. Lovely. Up there, close it down. And then something like chess or backgammon. Really nice. Again, they've used the full interface, which is lovely. You got some of the classics. Classics use a steering wheel. Again, I wouldn't use this without. I wouldn't usually use this without a controller. So this one is using a little square. Maybe all the classics are like this. You get all the classic games, which is fantastic. You get all the brand new games, and you get all the theatre. Now, obviously, most of you probably would expect that. This is more just confirmation for people who are thinking about buying a new Tesla. You do get everything that is included in the Model 3, which sounds silly because the Model S is a lot more expensive, but you do get everything. What's also lovely to know about the entertainment system is that the vertical screen is utilized. It's not wasted. I would say the only one where you feel like you're on a downside in comparison to the Model 3 would be Netflix. The other ones are actually really nice, and I prefer YouTube with the vertical screen. I prefer Twitch with the vertical screen. It's just Netflix where you're lacking a little bit, which is a shame because Netflix is probably my favorite part of this whole theatre mode. Lastly, with the entertainment, you can do car karaoke, and I don't use this at all, but I'll give you a song. I'm a bit nervous now. I'm not a stray. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed that rendition of This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. You've got Spotify as well, which is lovely. You've got all the podcasts. You've got TuneIn, and then you can always connect to your phone. Apart from that, the last bit is in the toy box. So we have the trumper, which I love. You can do... And then we've got randoms. It does sound like it's coming from over there. It does sound like it's coming from the back. It does sound... Middle. Oh, driver's seat. Yep. And then left. Lovely. If you're into music, you've got tracks. I'll quickly show you. It's really nice little interface again. I've never used this kind of software before. Let's have a play of what they've given us so far. Okay, so then we'll add we'll add something else. We'll add some claves. Okay, then you record. That's it. So now all of that's saved, and then you can add a bit of keyboard into there. Yep, that's a mess. Big mess. But anyway, I'm going to close that. If you're into music, you've got that. You've got romance mode. Get cozy. The heaters come on in the car and you get a nice fire. Personally, I prefer the fire in the Model 3. This one's a bit bunchy to me. I wouldn't have my wood like that, but there you go. What can I say? Oh, if you tap the screen, sorry, romantic music comes on. Sketchpad, paint shop. My kid loves this. Jude absolutely loves this. So there you go. You can make a picture and then you can also publish it and send it to Tesla, but I'm not going to send that in. And then let's have a look at the other bits. You can transform your map into Mars, which is really cool. So when you're doing your sat nav, you've got a little Mars rover, which is really nice. I don't know how accurate the map is. It looks kind of good to me. Santa Claus. So when you do Santa Claus mode, your heads-up display on this car you turn into a sleigh and it just jingles. I'm not going to put it on. Rainbow Road is kind of similar. When it's on, all the music comes on and it autopilots in a beautiful colour, and yeah, it's really nice. And Submarine, I don't know what this is. Aye, Captain, you've gone from driver to diver without leaving the car. Dive, adjust depth in suspension setting. Okay, so you go to suspension, and instead of low, medium, high, you have I think it's a submarine from the Bond movie. I've put my foot on the brake, I think. In a low position. I'll put my belt on, the car's shouting at me. And there you go, we're getting lower. And then if we just put it back up to, oh yeah, we're moving. So the car's moving up and down right now. It's an adjustable suspension. It's just changing the user interface to a submarine from James Bond, which is obviously super cool and super unnecessary. Last thing I forgot to mention over here, you've got the web browser where you can use to Google, you can use it to tweet. I was looking at houses recently, but you can pretty much use this for anything, which is really nice. I'm not saying you should, but you can use it whilst you're driving. Not to search for stuff, but if you had a Twitter feed up, you could see a Twitter feed unfolding as you was doing it. I'm not logged into Twitter. I don't even know my password, so there you go. And then lastly, it's not really entertainment, but it's just in the screen, is that you can control the vehicle from here, which is a really nice feature. Whilst we're talking about screens, guys, obviously the Model S has a heads-up display here, which some of the toy boxes interact with, but this screen here is just for driving really. It doesn't really play about with Netflix or any of the games or any of those kind of things. This is just mainly for driving. So in terms of the entertainment side of the Model S, how do I rate it in comparison to the Model 3 and other cars? So I mean, in terms of other cars, the Model S blows everything out of the water. It's just ridiculous, unbelievable. This is Tesla. This is what we've grown to love and expect from Tesla. In terms of versus the Model 3, I would say in some ways the Model S is a lot better. That's because the vertical screen actually surprisingly works with most of the things, works really well. The only time I would say it doesn't work is Netflix, which for me is like quite a big deal. I love Netflix. I really do watch it quite a lot in the car, and the bigger screen would be amazing. In fact, I have said that why don't they make an even bigger screen, like an entertainment package for the Model 3, where you can have an even bigger screen and you pay like an extra couple thousand. I would do it, but yeah, how does it rate? Still as good, just the Netflix side of things, everything else is perfect. The sound quality in the Model S is amazing. It's so immersive once you've got the sound on, it's brilliant. And that's about it, to be honest. But this is what you get with Teslas. They're just so amazing. So anybody thinking of buying the new Tesla, is it entertainment up to scratch? It is far beyond what you should expect from any car, and it is up there with what you would expect from a Tesla. Guys, if you are thinking of buying a Tesla, please use the link in the description. It gets you 1,000 free supercharging miles, and it does get me 1,000 free supercharging miles. It helps support the channel, and I do appreciate it. And also, they're doing a solar thing now. If you're in the States and you're thinking about buying solar or anywhere around the world, I think not the UK at the moment. You can also use the link. They've just started doing that, I think. So that's, you can support the channel that way as well, and you get $100 off. As always, thanks for watching. You have been wonderful, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Look, if you're still here, I'll go pick a berry off the bush if you're still here. I mean, who in the right mind is still here? In the UK, we have abundance, an absolute abundance in the summer of these berry bushes. Like, I'm literally surrounded by them right now. Growing up in the UK, if you did grow up in the UK, you would have been picking these as a kid, wouldn't you? You lot know what I'm on about. You would have been picking these as a kid. You would have been making apple crumble, blackberry crumble. These berries. There you go. So if you made it this far, guys, you know you're the MVPs, first of all, but second of all, comment blackberries down below. Blackberries, because you made it this far to the weirdest segment. Some people go, oh, I've entered the weird side of YouTube. I like to bring the weird side of YouTube to us, okay? Guys, see you in a bit. Peace.